On everybody, it's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Heroes of Crown video. Guys, we covered gear in the last one and I want to continue going on that trend, and today we're going to cover the second of three parts of gear, and that is going to be talismans. Now a lot of you guys know what talismans already are if you're playing this game. They range from green, blue, purple, and orange. A lot of you guys have never seen a red, so I'm going to explain to you guys when you want to aim for the red ones and you want to bypass as many oranges as possible to get those reds, and how to obtain the reds in every possible means. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start this off, guys, by explaining what talismans are for you who don't know what that is. So when you unlock a hero and you get to a certain point of ascending, you're going to unlock talismans. Alright, now there's going to be two slots for them. There's one on the left side and one on the right side. In the middle there's going to be a relic. We'll talk about those in a separate video. That'll be part 3 of the gear. But talismans play a vital role in your progression and your power gain, especially when it comes down to speed and other buffs that can help you in PvP and PvE content. Alright, so before we jump into actual talismans, I want to explain how to attain them, how to acquire them, and what to do with them. Alright, so first off, when you're playing adventure mode, guys, idly you can get talismans. As you can see here, I just got a green one. Sometimes you know those green ones are gonna come up plenty. And with those green ones, guys, what you want to do is when you go into your inventory, alright, so we're going to go to the main city here, we're going to go into our bag, you're going to have a talisman tab. When you click this tab, you're going to see this here, okay? So it's going to give you all the different types of talismans. And like I mentioned earlier on, there's going to be green, blue, purple, orange, and red. Now, all of these are attainable in certain points of the game. The red ones are only obtainable after combining or purchasing them. So I will show you guys how combination works. So when you click on this, alright, you can actually craft, and what will happen is you can craft 5 of the same tier. So 5 greens turns into 1 blue, 5 blues turns into 1 purple, 5 purples turns into 1 orange, 5 oranges turn into 1 red. And I'm going to explain to you guys each one and what they do. So the green ones are very basic. They give you a stat increase, alright, of only 2% on attack and HP, I believe. Let's go back and check that. Yeah, attack and HP of 2%. The blue ones, on the other hand, give you an increase of 3%, but they give you an actual skill. Now, skills are things you can actually improve your stats in the game. So for example, Earthen here reduces speed by 10% but increases your total HP by 10%. So that's good for someone who's a tanky unit that can counterattack quite often, right? And these can be altered, and I'll explain that to you as the video goes on. So the blue ones give you 1 tier. Alright, now we're going to jump on to the purple ones real quick, and I'm going to explain to you guys what the purples do. They give you an attack increase of 4.5 and 4.5, and still additionally they give you 1 skill. Now the difference though is these skills now can be improved to the purple level, so the epic level, okay? So that's one of the big difference. The blue talismans can only go up to blue skills, the purples can go up to purple, and then the oranges go up to oranges, but they give you 2 skills. So there's an increase on attack and HP, but now you're actually gonna be getting 2 skills, and this is very important, guys, and I'll explain to you the resource to use to adjust these and how the gacha system works for this. Lastly, the red ones, we're just going to cover this real quick, give you a way better boost. Number one, you can get the skills to red, alright, which is an extra 5% increase. As you can see here, this is 42%, normally this would be 38, I believe, or 37 or something, 38 I think. And then not only that, but the red ones give you better attack and HP. And lastly, upon entry, you increase your entry speed by 10%, and that lasts for 1 round. That is critical, guys, in PvP especially, because that can actually change the tide of the battle based on who goes first, and these red talismans are in fact the best thing in order to increase your speed. Alright, so that's the red ones are massive, okay? So that's what you really want to go for, because number one, you can go up to the mythic skill buff, but not only that, but you get the extra 10% speed per mythic talisman that you have. Okay, so let's go back to combining. I want to show you guys real quick. What you want to do, guys, you want to keep an eye on this, right? When you're collecting these, go in there and craft them at all, and you're going to pay just a little bit of gold for the green ones to blue. That's a very straightforward one, okay? Now the blue though, to the purple costs more, purple to orange costs way more, and then orange to red is insane amounts, right? So my recommendation for you is, if you are building, especially if you're newer, if you're building a top 5 team in order to progress in PvE and PvP, your aim is orange and red. Ideally red, right? But it's going to be really hard to get red in the beginning. That takes a long time to build. So orange ones is what you want to go for. You will have a ton of purple as you go along, but those purples, eventually when you have an obscene amount of them, you should start converting them to orange, and eventually orange to red. So red is end game, but that's not the only part that's end game, right? So what do you do now, Payne, when you get the red ones? What buffs are you looking for? So here it is. With PvP, guys, the main buff that everybody goes for is a buff called Rapid. Okay, Rapid is a speed buff. So I'm going to show you guys real quick what it looks like. I'm going to go to my Lilith here, who actually has it on her. if we go right there, as you can see here, this is mystical essentially, or mystic. That's the rating. Rapid, right? Advance is the second highest. Mist is the highest one. After entering the battle, speed increases by 25%. Now this will stack with the 10%, right? So that's huge, guys. This is one round, but this is throughout the entire battle. So speed plays a pivotal role in PvP, especially because the team that usually goes first is a team that almost ends up winning. Like, speed can usually do more damage than damage itself. Believe it or not, like there's more reason to have speed than there is power sometimes. So it's extremely important, guys, that you guys focus on buffs. Now, how do you get these buffs? That's gonna be a very important question. Now, I can tell you guys, for the reforging skills right here, you're going to have a lot of these tokens kicking around in the beginning when you start. You're not going to know what the heck to do with them, okay? So the tokens look like this right here. They're called Reforged Stones, okay? And there's ways to get them. You can get them through the Abyss Shop, the Training Grounds, and the Growth Bundle. Another way to get them, of course, is the Sanctuary Expedition. If you click on this and you have an obscene amount of diamonds, you can actually spend it on the original shop over here. Sorry, not diamonds. These I think they're called Origin Stones. You can actually spend them here as well too. Okay, so you can get them here. This becomes end game. Like, these buffs are so powerful that most of your focus at end game will be getting these buff proper. Now, it's extremely gacha. Okay, I'm just gonna show you guys real quick how it works. All right, so I'm gonna go to a non-red one. Let me see if I can find somebody without a red talisman. Okay, no, this is red. Here's an orange, okay? So the orange ones cost a lot less. If you reforge your orange, it costs 1,500 per reforge. Now what ends up happening, guys, I'm not gonna use this because I don't want to reforge this one, but it'll give you two random buffs, okay? And then you have to compare it to the existing two buffs that you have. You cannot pick and choose which buff you want to transfer over. If the two of them you don't like, if you like one of them out of the two and the other one you don't like, too bad. You gotta start everything over again. So you can't pick and choose a random skill to move over. It has to be both skills, so keep that in mind. There is one pity system built into here, okay? As soon as you hit this mark here, you collect 40 of these stones, you can click here and you can actually select the buff you want. Only one of them though. After you hit 40 of these, you can select one advanced skill of your choice to replace one of these skills that you don't like. So keep that in mind. With the red ones, it's up to 50. Okay, so if I go here, for example, and I want to reforge, first off, it costs way more, as you can see the difference. It takes 50 instead, but you can actually go ahead and get yourself Mystic instead, okay? As you can see, that's why red ones are so important, guys. The red buffs and the red stat differences are astronomical almost. And then the purple one, same scenario, they cost way less, but you can do 2 up to purple. So purples are very viable early game, but when you start getting up to the top end of PvP, oranges and red, specifically red, are going to make the difference between going first and winning, or having enough HP and surviving, or having enough damage and out damaging your opponent, right? It also matters a lot in PvE as well too. So things like lifesteal, that's going to make a difference. Rapid will make a difference. Having a lot more critical damage will make a difference. The one thing I do want to point out, guys, the buffs do not stack, so which means you can't do Mystic Rapid. Like, you can't put 4 of them, right? You can only be 1 Mystic Rapid. I don't know, and I haven't tested this yet, if you can do Mystic Rapid and Advanced Rapid and then that stacks. I haven't had a chance to do that because you can tell how expensive it is to do this, but from what I've noticed is some of the buffs don't stack. So I don't know if the speed one will, but I will show you something very interesting. If you go here, if you look at, for example, morale here, when HP is higher than 60%, increases crit damage by 20%, right? So watch this now. If I go to Banner, it's the same thing. When HP is higher than 60%, increases critical damage by 20%. Literally the exact same buff with a different name. So this kind of, and this is not, again, conclusive, this is just me speculating. They have 2 different buffs with 2 of the same buffs with 2 different names, meaning they don't stack if you choose 2 morales, but you can choose a banner and a morale to stack to 20%. Okay, so I think this is the reasoning behind doing this. So keep that in mind when you're playing this game. Now, a lot of you guys are probably gonna ask, what is the best buffs to put on what characters? I'm going to start adding those to my showcases for characters. I will start telling you which buffs are good for who. The top buffs right now, I can tell you quite simply, for healers are going to be, for example, Vigor, Affinity, because it increases healing and the healing received. Lifesteal is going to be an overall buff that you want for PvE specifically, especially when you're doing PvE content. For damage dealers, you're going to want Fury, which is a damage increase. You know, Morale, like I mentioned, if you have over 60%, and then you have good healers to keep you above that. A Banner, if you have that as well too. Gambit, if you have lower than 30% HP, you increases your damage, crit damage even further. But keep in mind with crit damage, guys, the one critical thing about that is you need crit rate. If you don't have crit rate, crit damage is useless. If you're not critting, crit damage doesn't apply. So keep that in mind, watch your crit stats, right? Combo is another really good one where you have a chance to do a basic attack, and the affinities that follow that basic attack, for example, a bleed or a poison or whatever the case may be, will follow it as well too. That's a pretty good one. Counter attack is another really good one. So I mean, there's a plethora, guys, of Berserk is great. You kill an enemy, you recover rage. You mean you do your specials way more often. You know, so again, there's quite a bit of options to choose from, and every character will differ. But I just want to go through this to explain to you what you guys want to do. So when you guys are having to choose, when you're further in the game and you start getting to orange and red items, talismans, your options of collecting Reforged Stones becomes a lot more vital. So guys, when you see these, collect. Like, these are going to be what's going to make you better than the opponent. All right, these talismans specifically. So they're extremely important. They're probably more critical to you early, mid game, and end game. You know what? Actually, they're critical across the board. So Reforged Stones, guys, whenever you have a chance to get them, pick them up, because those talismans will, again, you know, should be the difference between a win and a loss. So again, this is Payne, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Everyone's asking a ton of questions, and I'm glad to see that these videos are hitting the right way. Anything you want to ask me, I'm on Discord. I am busy, obviously, so I'll get to you when I can, but there's a ton of knowledge there, guys, so join the Discord. And again, thank you for watching. Much love, and subscribe and like the channel, guys, if you guys want to see more content. All right, guys, take care.